I have a confession, and that is that I had the wrong idea of workaholism. I had a very narrow idea of workaholism in that, to me, it looks like a parent who has the luxury of choice and not working as much, choosing to work versus spending time with their kids. And not in a way that they're providing for their kids, but in a way that they're going extra just for the sake of working and for the sake of their corporate job. Also, workaholism traits to me look like checking email and messages outside of work, when people work on their paid time off, when people miss precious moments or events when they didn't have to, but they literally chose their job instead. However, I've been duped into this narrow view of workaholism because there are also so many other traits that count. So we're gonna talk about those today. And these are the ones that I do under the guise of being a hard worker. So let's get into it. Number one is not taking breaks. Super guilty of that. I have to force myself. A lot of the times I'll say, oh, but I'm so focused on this right now that I'm not gonna get this focus back. Okay, well, not if you frame it like that to yourself. If you find that you do not take natural breaks or allow yourself to take them, you need to build them in for yourself and make them as strict as you showing up for a meeting. Using work to avoid feelings is a trait of workaholism as well. So, getting super busy and into your work when you don't want to deal with something else that's going on in your life or in your head. Losing sleep to engage in tasks that have to do with work. A couple things here. One is you could literally be up working into the wee hours of the morning on your job, but another one is having anxiety, waking up in the middle of the night and thinking about work. You are losing sleep to work. Additionally, if you work later into the night, like you're supposed to be done at 5 and you are working till 7 or 8, you might be doing revenge bedtime procrastination. This means that you didn't have enough time for yourself during the day, which I think is absolutely right on the money. But now you stay up later and later to claim back that time for yourself. Similarly, you become stressed about work when you are not at work. Similarly, you become stressed when you are not able to work. So if you were planning to work a certain day and something goes wrong with your internet, so then you can't work, you are really stressed out about the work you are not doing. First to arrive, last to leave. People who don't take their vacation or their paid time off, that is part of your salary. It should be required. And I am saying this as a person who at my last job had over 100 hours or something of time that I did not take off that they had to pay out for me, which was like $1,400 or something ridiculous. That might have actually saved me. Taking that time might have actually saved me in my other job in that, in like preventing that burnout a little bit more. Another one, you always make yourself available. So if you're going to have a day off in the middle of the week, you're like, but if something comes up, no worries, just let me know, just text me. I'm just doing this, like I'll just jump on. Finally, but also not finally, because I'm sure there are a lot of other ones, feeling like you have to prove yourself, which is one of the reasons why you're working as hard as you do and taking stuff as seriously as you do. I was doing some research on this topic and I found some interesting information from a study. I will link this study down below. It was found that workaholics scored higher on 3 personality traits, and so that's what we're going to use as a jumping off point for our tools today. Tools to prevent our workaholism. Number 1, agreeableness. They were more agreeable than those who are not workaholics. Number 2, neuroticism. They're more neurotic than those who don't subscribe to this workaholic behavior. And 3, they're high in intellect/imagination, which I found was super interesting and I think really helpful when we do go into the tools right now. Let's start with agreeableness. So if you find yourself doing a lot of these traits that I've mentioned in this video, are you also a people pleaser? Because that's what agreeableness sort of means to me. That's a big part of agreeableness for me. Well, I have an epiphany for you, and this is our first tool. My people-pleasing epiphany was as follows. I was thinking about people-pleasing and how I would like everyone to just be happy with what I've given them and make them feel better and positive about me. And then I realized I'm people too. What? Thunder only happens when it's raining. Thunder only happens when it's raining. Second tool is around neuroticism, and it's not a tool, it's just make sure you subscribe to this channel because that is something we talk about a lot. Neuroticism is the tendency to feel a lot of negative emotions, often and intensely, like anger, fear, sadness, things like that. Welcome if you're new here. The third tool is around the third personality trait, and that was intellect/imagination, and I find this one so interesting, and I think workaholism is kind of like we're holding ourselves to a higher standard because we can, in our brains, do all this stuff and do it really well, come up with all these cool ideas, but what do ideas need? Time to be executed. So then we spend the time doing those things and it feels good. It gives us dopamine to be able to complete tasks and do cool things. I want you to find something in your personal life to siphon that imagination and intellect into. So for me, that looks like, first of all, You Seem Normal, all of my You Seem Normal projects. And second of all, that thing is hobbies. And so that might be a great idea for you as well. So personally, my hobby is kind of like hobbies. That's my hobby. I don't have like one main hobby really, besides I would say reading and puzzles are the most consistent for me. But all of the other hobbies, like the crafting stuff, it just comes in waves. I just do it when I want to do it. I just have random projects that I'm working on. That is where I am siphoning some of that positive energy, that fresh imagination, that sharp intellect into something that is not work. So when I get excited about something and have a lot of energy about something, I don't need to channel it back into my job. I can channel it into my life. Finally, something that helps for me is romanticizing a slow life. So I'm kind of on this side of Pinterest with all the cozy little woodland animals who are like sipping tea in their treehouse. And I'm kind of also in the era of born to, forced to. Like I was born to do slow living, read my books, drink my coffee, just hang out with people, visit with people. Interesting saying, because I don't say that. Forced to be on a computer all the time, wash dishes, wash my clothes when they're literally getting dirty on my body again. Thanks so much for watching this video today. I hope you enjoyed and gained something, and hopefully you will do some of these traits less. If there is something you do that you think is a sign of workaholism that people might not realize, leave it in the comments below, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.